Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. HVK all day. Let's get it, man. I greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in to another video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. In this video, I just wanted to talk about something real quick. And what I wanted to talk about is how tests will come your way on your self-improvement slash SR journey. Okay, tests will come your way. And what kind of tests do I mean? You know, it could be different forms of tests, man. It could be temptation, or it could simply be a test where, someone or something tries to come back into your life to get you back to your old ways. So in this video, I just want to give like some examples on the type of tests that you could receive on this journey, man. And what I've noticed is like every time you pass a test or something comes your way, every time you don't go back to that, or you just continue moving forward, man. Not go back to the past, not go back to your old ways. Every time you overcome these things, man, you level up. Okay, first comes the lesson, then comes the blessing. All right. So, one of the first examples that I want to give you guys is how I went to the store the other day, and while I was in there, I seen one of my friend's moms. Okay, it's this old friend that I used to hang out with, and I used to go over to his house a lot, and we used to just drink, right? We used to just kick it, just chill out and just drink. And I stopped hanging out with him because he was a cool dude, man. Like everybody from my past, like I don't have anything against anybody from my past, but I used to hang out with this one dude and we would just drink and just chill and vibe. But when you start to take yourself more serious, guys, when you're on your SR journey, when you're like sober, you want better things for yourself, man. So a lot of people that were once in your life, they're gonna kind of vanish, because you guys aren't on the similar like vibration anymore. You guys aren't equally yoked. You guys are just kind of going your own ways, and not everybody could go where you're going. So sometimes when you're elevating in life, guys, a lot of people will be left behind, and it's nothing like you don't have anything against the person. It's just if this other person isn't trying to grow, then you have no other choice than to continue like living your life, right? So the reason why I mentioned that was because going back to the story is I was at a store, right? I was at the store and I see my friend's mom there, and she recognized me and she was just telling me like, oh, like, we were just talking and stuff like that, and then she was just telling me like, oh, like, to like whenever I wanted to, or like whenever I felt like going over there to like stop by or whatever like that. And then in my mind I'm thinking like, I mean, it's cool, like it's cool that she said that, right? Like it's cool, but like I said, what I'm going back to is like, what is the point in that, guys? Like, you reach a point where there is literally no reason for you to hang out with certain people anymore. Okay, just because you hung out with them in the past doesn't mean that you have to keep hanging out with them. If you guys went your separate ways, or if you guys aren't hanging out anymore, it's for a reason. So that is like a test in itself, man, because why would I go back to like old environments like that? You know, because it's like almost like you predict things, guys. Like you already see where it's gonna go. You know, like if I go over there, it's just gonna be the same type of energy, that it once was. If I go hang out with this old friend, it's gonna be completely different than how it was back then. Because back then, we had similarities. We would just chill and drink, right? And just kind of like play video games or whatever, just hang out. But since I'm not even drinking anymore, and I'm not like trying to be stagnated, I'm trying to like be adventurous and live my life and be more active and stuff. What is the point of going over there if if they're like doing the same thing that, they've been doing, right? It's like the energies just doesn't match. So I kind of saw that as a test in some type of way where, you know, like you have like things try to pop back into your life, or, certain people will like hit you up, or you will run into people from your past, and those people from your past are still like, they're not elevating, they're not doing anything to, uh, you know, evolve in life, right? And wanting to take your life more serious, you will find yourself to, be on your like solo journey, right? You'll be on your solo journey, but in that time, you're growing, you're growing a lot during that time of, isolation or whatever. You're elevating a lot, man. And you can't go back to old crowds that no longer serve you, okay? You really can't, bro. And even if you do, you immediately see, you immediately feel like some type of resistance, like you don't belong there, like you're not supposed to be there. Like you hung out with a person, or you did something for a season, um, and now you went through that, right, in your life, but now you're in a totally different space, mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, that you can't resonate with certain environments and certain people anymore. Okay, so that's one test like that. uh, People from your past, um, you'll run into certain situations where you find yourself like people, uh, like hitting you up or something like that. But you're just doing your own thing, man. You're like in your own lane, like in your own world, just focused on what you have to do, man. Okay, like being just living how you want to be, man. Not being a people pleaser out here, not just hanging around people just so you could they could just be around your energy, right? Because that's how it is for a lot of the times, man. A lot of people just hang out with each other but not do anything, to grow, right? So that's one of the things, man. Another thing is you will have like temptations, guys. Sometimes you will have like these random temptations, like before you level up, okay? Before you level up in anything, guys, it will be, you will go through a flat line, or you will go through like a lot of things within yourself, man, where you just want to like crash out, right? You just want to like crash out and just, yeah, because this journey is crazy, guys. Like being disciplined, being sober, being on retention, it's not easy sometimes, man. Like sometimes it gets difficult, but you're basically being put through the fire, bro. Sometimes when you're on this journey, man, it feels like you have the world on your shoulders, bro. You're dealing with a lot of stuff, man. This journey is an emotional roller coaster, bro. You are overcoming a lot of things. You are literally shedding like a lot of energies from your past, and you are losing a lot of people, and you are just evolving, bro. And it's kind of like this journey can be painful, you know, in some type of way, like emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You're just like evolving. You're becoming a new version of yourself, man. So the process of that is it's difficult sometimes, okay, or it's uncomfortable. The transition process could be uncomfortable, so it feels like you're being like heavily tested, right? Like you're going through a lot of stuff, man, and you could be heavily tested. And which brings me to my next point, is like those sexual urges, right, guys? When you're on your journey, when you're trying to be disciplined, when you're trying to like, yeah, man, you're just trying to retain, man. You're not trying to be like in destructive mode out here, man. You're not trying to, be weak out here, okay? So that's another thing, man, that will happen, is like these random urges, bro. Like that's like the worst type of thing, bro. Is like the like being distracted by lust, right? Being distracted by lust is like the worst thing ever, man, because it just makes you feel like you're in like a mental prison. You know, you literally are, guys. Like the moment that you start lusting, bro, you put yourself in a mental prison. Okay, you're no longer free mentally. You know, you're now giving your attention to a damn screen. Okay, and something that is just kind of keeping you like stuck. You know, um, and your energy, your sexual energy, is being used against you, man. Like, and especially like in this crazy over sexualized society, man, it's like a distraction. It's like a trap for your energy, you know? That's what it is. So there was many times before on my journey where, you know, I could be like on a long streak, guys. I could be on a long streak. All of a sudden, uh, you know, I'm just like looking at like lustful things like out of nowhere. And it's just like it just happens like, and you're just thinking like, bro, what am I, like, you feel like you're backsliding, right? Okay, you feel like you're backsliding, and at the same time, like you're like in a spiritual battle, pretty much. Okay, when this happens, view it as like a spiritual battle that you're like, you could either, you know, relapse, or you could just keep retaining, guys. Okay, and that in itself is like a test, man. You know, that in itself is like a test, because you should know by now. You should learn from all your experiences that you had. You should learn from everything that you gone through, man, to do better next time, right? So yeah, man. Like I remember one time I was, like I said, I guess I could give you guys a story. One time I was, you know, just I couldn't sleep at night. You know, I just randomly woke up. I randomly woke up and I was just like scrolling on my phone, right? I was just on Instagram, just scrolling. And, you know, the feed is just kind of crazy sometimes. You know, you just see like all this like provocative stuff, man. You know, all this provocative stuff. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, you have to be very mindful and protective of what you give your attention to, you know, visually, like what you look at. You have to protect your eyes on this journey, man. You have to protect what you see, what you listen to, and all that stuff, man, because if you let it like lure you in, that's when you put yourself in a mental prison, like I said. So, you know, one time I randomly woke up at night and I was just, you know, just scrolling, and I just seen like a bunch of like random provocative like videos and stuff like that, like on social media. And instead of like turning away from that, right? Instead of doing that how you're supposed to do it, like being conscious, being mindful of where your attention is going to, sometimes you will find yourself entertaining it, like mentally or visually. You know, you're just entertaining it, and that just leads nowhere good, guys. Like, you know, it's like quicksand, right? That lust is like a quicksand. You know, once you like start kind of like slowly treading on it, you're gonna sink very quickly. Okay, you're gonna sink very quickly. So back to the story, man. I kept waking up randomly at night, uh, and you know, just like looking at like random stuff, right? And I remember I screen recorded one of the videos, right? And the craziest part is like the video duration was exactly 1 minute 11 seconds point one. So it was 11:11, right? The video that I screen recorded was exactly 11:11, right? So that was trippy. That's like the first thing that I noticed, right? That's the first thing that I noticed. And then I cropped the video, okay? I trimmed it, and it was it was just such a coincidence, but it's not a coincidence, man. But I cropped it, and it landed on 44 seconds point four. So it was 4:44. And that's just trippy, guys. You know, synchronicities like that will happen, bro. Like sometimes, you know, these synchronicities will happen to kind of be like a warning sign for you, you know, especially like if you're naturally in tune. You know, you could be listening to the radio, or all these different signs could come your way, and if you're very like in tune, you will pick it up as like a sign. You will kind of receive the message in that type of way. So that's a form of a synchronicity. It's kind of like letting that, like making you kind of self-reflect. Okay. So yeah, man, that happened, right? Like the video was exactly 11:11. Then I trimmed it, and then it was 4:44, and then yeah, I ended up deleting the video. Okay, that I just screen recorded. I ended up deleting it, and then the next day, it was still like in the gallery, right? And then I deleted it again, and it was crazy, bro. It's just like it kept popping up. But eventually, like, I deleted it from all like forums, right? Sometimes it could be in the archives or in the trash, or sometimes even in the trash it could still be there, right? So eventually I just got rid of it all right? So I could have easily, like, in that moment when I kept waking up at night, I could have easily just, like, just said F it, right? And then just relapse or whatever. But in that moment, that's when that happened. It was like some type of intervenience, or something like that, guys. Like something like looking over you, right? You could call it like God, or a guardian angel, or some type of thing that is looking over you, man. You know, that's kind of how I see it. And yeah, man. So like after that happened, it was just like it just made me level up. It just made me level up even more. And now I got the glow even stronger, right? It's so crazy, guys. You are, man, it's crazy, bro. Like, this journey is a trip. This journey is really a trip. Another thing I could tell you guys real quick is another story. Is one time I was on a long streak, and this chick, uh, like unblocked me out of nowhere. Like, well, first she blocked me like when I hung out with her. But this was like before SR, and then like a year later I saw her, and I discovered the journey, right? So I was on retention, and when she saw me, she was like so intrigued. Like, she just unblocked me, and she was like basically trying to come back to my life and all this stuff, man. And at this point, like, I already felt like so whole and complete. Like, I felt so good within that, she was just basically like throwing herself out to me, right? And I wasn't even phased, okay? And that was like a test in itself, man, because I could have easily like smashed, but I chose not to, because I already felt good from within, man. And your value goes up on this journey, man. Like, you start to respect yourself a lot more to even do that with anybody, okay? um so that was a form of a test right there in itself, man. Because like a lot of the women that you might have dealt with back in the days, you're gonna see them in a totally different light. You're gonna see them for who they are, and you're gonna be like, bro, like, you don't even deserve me. Like, back then when you weren't on retention, man, like, your value was a lot lower. You would kind of put up with just a lot of BS, or you would just attract like these low vibrational chicks. But when you're on your journey, man, when you're on your self-development journey, on your spiritual journey, on your SR journey, and these chicks like come your way, bro, it's almost gonna be like a joke, because you see them for who they are, and a lot of the times they're not even worth it. Okay, they're not even worth it. So always keep that in your mind, guys. Like, it's not worth it. Like I said, learn from your experiences. Like, know that relapsing is never gonna be worth it. No video, no nothing is ever going to be worth it, bro. You're just making yourself weak. Okay, you really are. So, still on the journey, man. Like, that's like the best thing ever, guys. When you're in that spiritual battle, and you like overcome that, and then you level up after that happens, man, like that's like the best feeling ever, man. Like the glow just amplifies, you know, your aura just amplifies, and you just feel like brand new. Okay, but before that, when you were going through that temptation or that test, you know, you felt like you were all like just going through it, right? You got the world on your shoulders, right? But when you like overcome that, um you know, you have faith and you just keep moving forward, man. That's when you like level up. Okay, that's when you level up. But sometimes you have a breakdown before you have a breakthrough, you know. So that's pretty much it, man. That's all I wanted to talk about. I know the video is a little lengthy, but you know, I'm just chilling. Got the glow. You already know, man. Let's get it. So still going strong, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Um, that's pretty much it. That's all I want to talk about. So, with that being said, maintain your frame, retain gang. I'm out. Peace.